ChatGPT is one of the most powerful tools beginners can learn today, but most people either feel overwhelmed by it or don't know how to use it properly. They open it, type one sentence, get a basic answer, and assume that's all it can do. In reality, ChatGPT is more like a digital assistant that becomes smarter the better you communicate with it. In this step-by-step beginner tutorial, you'll learn exactly how to use ChatGPT the right way, even if you've never touched AI before. The first step is simply accessing ChatGPT. You can use it on a phone, tablet, or computer by visiting the official website and signing in with an email or Google account. Once you're logged in, you'll see a simple chat box. This is where everything happens. Think of this box as a conversation space, not a search engine. Unlike Google, ChatGPT works best when you explain what you want clearly and naturally, almost as if you're talking to a real person. When beginners first use ChatGPT, the most common mistake they make is typing very short or vague prompts. For example, typing something like "write a script" or "give me ideas" will usually produce generic results. ChatGPT is powerful, but it needs direction. The more context you give, the better the output becomes. Instead of saying "write a script," you could say "write a YouTube video script for beginners explaining how to save money," around 5 minutes long, in a friendly tone. That one change alone dramatically improves results. Another important thing beginners need to understand is that ChatGPT remembers the conversation while you're chatting. This means you don't need to repeat yourself every time. If you say you're a beginner, you can then ask follow-up questions like "make it simpler" or "rewrite that in an easier way," and ChatGPT will understand the context. This is one of the most powerful features because it allows you to refine answers step by step instead of starting over. One of the easiest ways to use ChatGPT as a beginner is for learning and explanations. You can ask it to explain complex topics in simple language, like explain cryptocurrency like I'm 10 years old, or explain how YouTube monetization works step by step. If something still feels confusing, you can ask ChatGPT to simplify it again. This makes it an incredible learning companion, especially for people who feel intimidated by technical topics. ChatGPT is also extremely useful for writing. Beginners can use it to write emails, social media posts, scripts, captions, essays, and even stories. The key is telling it what role to play. For example, you can say, "act like a professional YouTube scriptwriter," or "act like a marketing expert." This helps ChatGPT adjust its tone and style. Once it gives you a draft, you don't have to accept it as final. You can say, "make it more emotional," "make it shorter," or rewrite it in a casual tone. Think of ChatGPT as a writing partner, not a one-click generator. Another powerful beginner use case is brainstorming. If you're out of ideas, ChatGPT can help you generate topics, titles, outlines, or even business ideas. You can ask things like, "give me 20 YouTube video ideas in the AI niche," or suggest viral titles for a productivity video. If the ideas feel too generic, you can refine them by adding constraints, such as your target audience or platform. This back-and-forth process is where beginners start seeing real value. ChatGPT can also help with productivity and planning. You can ask it to create daily routines, weekly schedules, study plans, workout plans, or content calendars. For example, you might say, "create a 30-day content plan for a faceless YouTube channel about AI." If the plan feels too complex, ask it to simplify. If it feels too basic, ask it to make it more advanced. This flexibility is perfect for beginners who are still figuring things out. One thing beginners should understand early is that ChatGPT is not always perfect. It can make mistakes, misunderstand instructions, or give outdated information. That's why it's important to treat its answers as drafts or guidance, not absolute truth. If something feels wrong, question it. You can ask, "are you sure?" or explain how you got this answer. This not only improves accuracy, but also helps you learn faster. Prompting is a skill, and beginners don't need to master it overnight. A good basic formula is to tell ChatGPT what you want, who it's for, the format, and the tone. For example, write a beginner-friendly tutorial explaining how to use ChatGPT for students in a conversational tone around 1,000 words. This structure alone will give you better results than most users get. Over time, you'll naturally learn how to refine prompts based on what works. Another beginner mistake is trying to do everything in one prompt. Instead of asking ChatGPT to write a perfect script in one go, it's often better to break tasks into steps. You can ask for an outline first, then ask it to expand each part, and finally ask for edits. This step-by-step approach gives you more control and better quality, especially if you're creating content. ChatGPT is also helpful for improving existing content. Beginners often don't realize they can paste their own text and ask ChatGPT to improve it. You can say, rewrite this to sound more professional, fix grammar and clarity, or make this more engaging. This is incredibly useful for people who struggle with writing but still want to sound confident and polished. As you get more comfortable, you can start using ChatGPT for problem solving. You can describe a problem you're facing, whether it's related to work, studies, or content creation, and ask for solutions. The more clearly you explain the problem, the more helpful the response will be. Beginners are often surprised by how practical the advice can be when they provide enough context. It's also important to understand the difference between free and paid versions, but as a beginner, you don't need to worry about that immediately. The free version is more than enough to learn how ChatGPT works and explore its core features. Focus first on understanding how to communicate with it effectively. Once you start using it regularly and hitting limits, then you can consider upgrading. One powerful habit beginners should build is reviewing and editing ChatGPT's output. Don't just copy and paste blindly. Read through the response, adjust it to match your voice, and remove anything that doesn't feel right. The best results come when humans and AI work together. ChatGPT provides speed and structure, while you provide judgment and creativity. As you practice more, you'll notice that ChatGPT becomes faster and more useful because you know how to guide it. You'll spend less time fighting vague answers and more time refining good ones. That's when ChatGPT shifts from being a novelty to a real productivity tool. By now, you should understand that using ChatGPT as a beginner isn't about knowing complex commands or technical tricks. It's about clear communication, curiosity, and iteration. Ask questions, refine answers, and don't be afraid to experiment. The more you use it, the better you get at it. ChatGPT is not here to replace your thinking. It's here to support it. Whether you're learning, creating, planning, or problem-solving, it works best when you treat it as a collaborative tool. Start simple, build confidence, and gradually explore more advanced uses as you grow. Once you master these basics, you'll realize that ChatGPT isn't just an AI chatbot. It's a skill. And like any skill, the more you practice, the more powerful it becomes. If you found this beginner guide helpful, make sure to like this video so it reaches more people who are learning ChatGPT. Subscribe to the channel for simple, step-by-step tutorials and AI tips you can actually use. And don't forget to comment below what's the first thing you're going to try with ChatGPT. I'd love to read your thoughts and questions.